Good morning and welcome back to Court Farm. As you can see, all of the straw bales from the end of the last episode are now gone. I did have them shifted over, and it would seem that we are all done processing straw. Wow, it finished all of it overnight. We have a meager, according to this, 103,000 litres of digestate. All the electric charge and methane that we could sell from that has been sold, but that is quite a bit of digestate that I do intend on putting onto the fields straight away. We still have 32,865 litres of sorghum to process into flour. That is adding up quick. We might have to shift some of that soon. Wheat has finished, so we'll deactivate that. That is the last of the grain that we have for the mill, which is fine, because once we have all the flour, it'll all get processed into bread, which is cracking on lovingly. So when I did shift the straw, I also shifted a bit of bread out of the way so that the flour could continue producing. Which, yeah, loads of flour. Really, really nice to see that doing so well. As you can see, the fields are a bit of a mess here. We have them all harvested, and, well, except for our field bean fields, which is what we're going to be doing this day. But before we do that, we do need to load up the Renault once again with more digestate and get the fields spread. Now I don't think we need that weight. I'm going to do it without. This Renault is incredible. Had I not used it already on 2 different series, I'd probably use it on the next one as well, to be completely honest with you. What my plan here is just to set off a helper. Really, just because I don't mind if it makes a mess. I can always touch it up. Plus, it is really just to cover a bulk of the field. So, it's not the end of the world if it's not perfect or whatever. Yes, that's fine. I'll deal with that later. As long as the helper is cracking on. We might have to keep a very watchful eye on. But my priority is to get the field bean harvested, because that is what we're going to be doing for our mega harvest, is more field bean. The reason is because it is just so financially incredible. We don't really have intention on doing any sort of other grain crops to feed the mill, because this mega harvest is how we're going to end the series. I haven't decided yet my next move beyond the end of the series, meaning for Castelnau, for example, that money's going to go towards the next series. No kit, nothing else, just the cash from that series to the next, and then we can sort of buy what we need and go from there. However, with this one, I'm not too certain. I don't know what to do. If I am going to take the cash from this series to another, I'd like it to be to another British, Irish map. So that sort of thing. I would like to do something like that. Might as well just go along this way. Now, for this I could do follow me, but the fields are just so small and it'd be a bit awkward, to be honest. So I don't mind doing a bit of baling at the end. That's absolutely fine. But yes, episode 50 is... well, this is episode 48, so it does not seem conceivable in any way of doing... of finishing on episode 50, which is fine. As I said in the last episode, it's simply a number I sort of threw out. So yeah, it could be any number of episodes at this point. I am not rushing it. I'm really enjoying this, but I am excited. Fret not, I am very excited for Mega Harvest. I seem to have a theme of ending series on Mega Harvest, which is fine because I think that's a load of fun. Especially since it is the wind down, it does help to sort of wrap things up, if you will. Because we couldn't continuously do cows and all that, because they constantly produce something, whereas the field bean is very finite. In once it's sold, you get loads of money back. That's kind of the nice investment on field bean, which is exactly why it's this series Mega Harvest crop. We got 2 bean crops actually and 2 mega harvests. That is quite nice indeed. Okay, well, what is the longest way to do? I might as well just keep going this way. This harvester has been impressive. Very, very impressed with it. Very pleased with its maneuverability and capacity, and most importantly, header width. Have to be completely honest about that. Very, very nice. So, I think the best thing to do, once we reach the top, I'm going to have a check on the helper, see what percentage they have left of digestate, because I know the Abbey isn't the biggest tanker. It is bigger than what we had, granted. However, it's not... let's see, how are we getting on? Where are we? 50% sounds good to me. I think if we were to crack off into a time-lapse with this harvest, we might have to fill up some digestate, but nevertheless, we will crack on. Alright, there we have the end of Field 1. Done and done. Now we can make our way over to the other, but we have to get the grain lorry back up here as well. Well, actually, I wonder if we can just unload first. Let's try it. Tis a bit sneaky, I have to admit, but let's give it a go then. If it was opened, it would be possible, but I've closed it. Oh yeah, right. That's not on. Not gonna happen. Come on. No, not a chance. That's too bad. Alright, no worries. That is exactly what I thought would happen. Let's head over to the other field. At least get... Well, we might as well fill up the... Yeah, you know what? I'll go... start the harvest in the other field here. We'll get it as full as we can, and then we can head over to, I believe the bakery is where the lorry is, pick it up, bring it back, and load up some soybeans. No, field beans. Getting my beans mixed up. Alright, here is the combine waiting patiently to unload our field beans. Now we did get we almost made a full headland after doing from 80% or so of the combine, and we are at 100% now, so we'll get that there. And it seems that the helper is finished. That would be the digestate, so we'll just get that fired up, load it in, find the helper here. Right, we might as well get it filled up. How did they do? Let's have a look at this map and see. See, that's all right. You know what I mean? It's fine. We might, yeah, I was gonna fill it up, but we might as well just stick it on again. Can't quite tell. I guess this way, yeah. Seems that they've driven that way, so we'll go, yeah, about here, and let it crack on. Why not? Right, let's find this. Good. We're all set. We're all ready to go for another round of field bean, and this one we absolutely won't get a full combine load. That's fine though, but again, field bean is worth so much that it really will be a very nice figure regardless of how much we have. The other tasks that we have before we crack on, I won't do too much more of a time-lapse on the field bean, because we do have in the future coming a very large field bean harvest, so I won't do any more time-lapsing for this harvest. But quickly before we crack on to finish the field, we do have the linseed bales that need collecting, as well as the bean straw bales need creating. So we'll do a bit of creating and a bit of collecting of the bales, and it should be a fairly simple end to October. Then we might be able to crack on to the wintry months a bit sooner than anticipated. It all really depends on how quickly we get the digestate done as well, because I would like to get it all done before we even consider getting any sort of drilling in, because that is going to be a very busy time, because we have well, we've got loads on. We've got loads of, oh no, it's raining. Can you still do field beans in the rain? Well, let's finish this bit and just see what what is what. Usually, it will say, oh, you can't do this until or you'll get a yield reduction or something like that, but it didn't say that at all. Now, maybe I should have kept the harvest header running, and it wouldn't have, but I'd rather not reduce the yield. Beans must be an exception to the rule, I guess. Because it would say, oh, there we are. Bloody Nora. Okay, thank you for at least letting me know. So, we can shut that down. That's absolutely fine. We will get, I suppose, fine. For realism's sake, we should probably empty it out. So grab the lorry and load it up, because we do need to close the covers with all this rain that I did not see coming at all. It must have been on the forecast, but I just didn't see it. Right, we'll get the remaining little bit in. There we go. We can close that up now. And just stick it out the way. Probably just stick it way out the way. Because we can crack on with digestate spreading, so that's really good. Yeah, we'll put that... Ooh, wrong way. There we go. Put that there. Put the auger in. Close it up. Not first person. Ah, right. There we are. We'll just line up for when the rain has ceased, and we can crack on. Right, so we are back in the fields with the digestate. I will set it off again on a helper here. There's a small section of the other field that hasn't been completed, but that's fine. The reason is that we can always come back for it. But my focus again is just to cover as much of these fields as possible. So I'm not too fussed on the specifics of it, like this, that, and that little bit, and then across the top, and whatever this funky sort of line is here. Has the Riddler been here? It's a question mark with a... Anyways, yeah, so we'll let it crack on with this. This field might be a bit finicky as well, 33, just with the curve we have here. But the helper is cracking on fantastic. Now, I think for the best thing we could do now is to load bales, because it is raining. I did not check the... Okay, two things we need to check. One is the weather. Oh, it's going to stop raining straight away, and then it's going to start snowing in November. So the other thing is we can check the animals. So they'll be needing slurry out and food in, and those 3 male calves can be sold soon as well. And then we've got the sheep, and we've got some rams as well. Oh, we've got new rams. Well, we'll let them grow a bit, and then we'll send them off to new homes. Oh, right, I was also going to check sales. Nothing in for us. That's absolutely fine. Right, so make our way to the... Oh, I suppose the linseed. Everything else is done, so it's just linseed we need to collect. Until the field bean is done, of course. Now, we do have our small... our handy and small little bale collector here. The Ursus has been absolutely pivotal to our collecting purposes. So what I'm going to do with these bales, once I get them all collected, is store them in the far shed. The one that was initially built for bale storage. That way, once we need to sell them, we can simply take them out with the JCB as we've done in the past. So, I might as well turn this into a nice little bale collecting time-lapse. We'll throw some lights on, and we'll crack on. Just tuck the drill back in here. We don't need to tend to all the bales or put those other ones away just yet, as they are not full. I might as well wait till we have some bean straw as well. I did see that the helper here has just finished in someone else's crop, and that's all right. How did they get on with our crop. Let's have a look. Ah, right. Okay, not great. Tell you what, I am going to finish up a bit here myself. Just clear the 16% remaining. You can kind of see where they were driving, but then also they're driving like absolute lunatics, so maybe not. Yeah, this should be about good here. So yeah, I'll clear this 16% in that is remaining, and I'll get it filled up again, stick the helper on one more time. Well, not one more time, but again. Let's crack on. Right, well, as you can see, we are back in the bean field. We are getting the harvest completed. The rain has stopped. It's a beautiful day, 20 degrees, and we can crack on with the harvesting. So we'll get this done. Again, as I said, off camera, just because we've done loads of field bean, and the field bean harvest to come, mega harvest as I call it, is going to be absolutely fantastic. And we'll have loads of field bean harvesting to do then, so fret not on that. While I do this though, I will keep a very watchful eye on the helper. I've just filled them up, set them off again, and yeah, then we can finish up with a nice bale collecting. Well, again, we have to get them all ready and made first, but yeah, it should be a pretty quick job. Alright, so for some reason I had it in my head that I have to do the harvest myself, but I've just stuck it on a helper and we can actually get the bean harvest bales done. Well, the bean straw, of course. I keep thinking we're not baling field bean, don't worry. I don't know how that would even work anyways. Can you bale crops like that? Don't know. I know you can do like whole crop silage and that, but I don't know if you can actually bale it up, or at least not in the game. I don't know about real life though. Would be curious to know, I suppose. But yes, we are getting bean straw in, and of course it is going to be a bit slow. So in case anyone was wondering on this particular reason why it drops down to 8 kph, slows right down, and then stops right at the right time, that's a mod. That's the round baler, I want to say round baler extension mod. Basically what it does is exactly what you've seen. It'll slow down once the baler's in the final stages, when it starts to beep like, and then it'll stop directly at the end of the swath, so that you're not going over and having to reverse, which I always have to do. Always tend to have to do that. No longer. That the 8 kph for a few seconds definitely threw me off the first time that it happened, because I didn't know that that was part of the mod. I knew that it would stop right at, but I didn't know that it would slow down first. But really, I mean, it makes sense. You have to slow down before you can stop, unless you hit a wall, I suppose. Nevertheless, we will crack on with this lovely baling session. Look at how beautiful of an October we're getting spoiled here. A little bit of rain cleared all the most of the clouds out of the sky, and have given us an absolute gorgeous autumnal day to crack on with some baling. Right, well, I guess it's probably time now to move the harvester out the way, but successful harvest complete. Really, really nice that we got that done. I'm just going to get it out the way and set it up to unload. Oh, no, want to do that. There we are. Probably do that later on though, so I will just drop that down and shut the engine off, because we do just need to finish the baling very quickly, which we are nearly done. There are a few missed bits here and there, but we only really need them if we are going to... oh, see, now I wonder what to do with the bales from the field bean harvest. Actually, no, it would make sense to bale them, and I'll explain why. The reason I want to bale the field bean straw bales at the mega harvest is so that we can sell them on while we're waiting for the price of field bean to increase, because you know it will, obviously, to a very nice number. But I will check in just a minute. Now that we've made some, I can see when the best time roughly is. I imagine it will be sometime in the winter time. Now, I might try and go around to all the missed bits and collect that final bale, because we're at 66%. But as here, let's just quickly get this sorted. But yes, let's have another look here and see. Bean straw is January, so perfect. Yeah, the field bean itself isn't until the summertime. So what might happen over the course of the next few months, so we're going to basically drill in... Alright, turn the engine on. We're basically going to be drilling in the field bean in March. Ideally March, all of it, all the fields, because then we can harvest as soon as possible. But there's still another year left until this point. And in reality, it's almost a year and a half, because we have a year and then another 3/4 of a year to get to July. Of course, by that time, that's all. We'll be waiting for the best price of field bean. Also, though, we can sell it off the field. Now, that's something I'm considering, because it is the mega harvest anyways. So, yeah, an input on that would be wonderful. It's just the price difference is outrageous. It's absolutely horrendous right now, at less than half, roughly, what we could get at full price. So literally double the amount that we would make from selling off the field we can make by just simply waiting a few more months, which, even though it's the final harvest, I think I'd like to do, because there is no real harm in waiting. If anything, it's just a matter of skipping the months along, slowly selling off all the kit and everything until we have the right price for field bean. So we might as well take this over to the silo, because we are all done our harvest for the year. The next thing we're going to be harvesting is exactly the same crop, but in a year's time. So until then, we will have a few things to do. We'll have the animals to care for, as we always do. We'll have the bales to collect and to sort and to sell. And yeah, that's pretty much it. Right, we will have a quick check here before we end the episode. Oh, right, so it's already started doing the linseed, so that's wonderful. Oh, here we are. Yeah, it's already started there, unintentionally, of course. We do have 8%, so yeah, I'll get that emptied, fill it up again, stick it on a helper, and then we can have it crack on. And what I might do, actually, in these fields is, in the next episode, of course, is to spread some lime. Just to get it done before we have to. Because we will have selling sessions in the winter, and we might as well get all that we can done now before we drill in the spring. So, yeah, happy days. Really, really pleased about all the harvesting we did in the last little bit. We got all of our fields are all purple now and harvested. So they need to be drilled in March, spread lime before, and then eventually fertilize after. Now, I don't know for certain, but I know soybean you don't need to fertilize, but I wonder if we have to fertilize the field bean the same way. Not too certain, but no matter. Here, we'll leave in view with our lovely 7810 and the Coon baler that we will be using much more before the end of its life here on the series. So, that's enough rambling for me for this episode. Thank you so much for watching. I hope you've enjoyed the video. If you have done, a cheeky thumbs up really does help. And please subscribe. So until the next one, please do take care. And bye for now.